Hey everyone, welcome back to Sustainable Tales. In this episode, I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about a topic that is often misunderstood and misrepresented: autism. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects communication, social interaction, and behavior. It is estimated that around 1% of the global population, or about 70 million people worldwide, are diagnosed with autism. Despite its prevalence, there is still a lack of awareness and understanding surrounding this condition. Autism, also known as autism spectrum disorder or ASD, is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects communication, social interaction, and behavior. It is typically diagnosed in early childhood and is a lifelong condition. People with autism may have difficulty with social interaction and communication, exhibit repetitive behaviors or interests, and may experience challenges with sensory processing. Autism is a spectrum disorder, which means that it affects individuals differently, and early intervention and support can make a significant difference in a person's life. While there is no known cure for autism, with understanding, acceptance, and support, individuals with autism can lead a fulfilling and rewarding lives, leveraging their unique strengths and abilities. My hope is that this video will help create more awareness and understanding of autism on a global scale and encourage us all to celebrate diversity and embrace our differences. I believe that by doing so, we can create a more compassionate and inclusive world for everyone. While I was in Malaysia, I had the chance to visit one of the centers of the National Autism Society of Malaysia, or NASOM. I wanted to spend a full day there to dig deeper into this condition and the existing programs. I also got the chance to interview the chairman of NASOM to get more insights. So sit back, open your minds and hearts, and let's dive into the world of autism together.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
This is Manu.
Nice to meet you, Manu. Like whenever there is like this little girl earlier, like whenever they have a tantrum or like they feel like they're crying and they don't really want to do it, how do you cope with that?
Actually, we try to explain to her because it's their routine. Okay, sometimes they take time to adapt it. Okay, but she is quite intelligent. Okay, she understands. But only thing just now she's waiting for the friend to tap the hand. Okay, I also never realized that. Okay, that's why she refused to go. So once somebody go and hit her hand, okay, so start to walk in. So if usually they have behavior issues in the classes, we have a strategy so where we have to record all the unnecessary behavior that bring injury to them or injured other people. This is we consider behavior.
Yeah.
So we have write down, then we have to closely monitor what is the triggers occur, why is happening. So we try to plan teaching behavioral plan, teaching strategy for them. So parents, teacher, coordinator, and whoever, we work together. Okay, so settle down the behavior.
So you let the parents know, like they have a report or something?
Yeah,
usually?
yeah. 3 months once we will meeting the parent for review, because parents also have to give support.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever that implement here, at least they have to carry on in the house. The younger children parents are quite good. They are quite cooperative. Okay, so just continue. They also happy about our program.
Of course, I guess the awareness also helped, right?
Yeah.
People understand this better, right? The spectrum a little bit
Yes,
better now
exactly,
compared to
exactly.
before, when they thought this was crazy people, right?
Exactly. Sayonara. It's a different language.
Sayonara
Okay,
is
they're going to say
Japanese.
goodbye. Yeah.
Really?
Just say bye-bye and back to class.
That's how they do it.
Ah.
Every day. And then
Yeah.
after that, they go into different classes
Yeah.
according to their age, or according.
According to the age.
Oh, really? The later they come, the more difficult it is, right?
No, I really can compare that the children who coming for register, okay, can see the skills there, okay, the awareness is good now, and the parents take initiative to send for different therapies. So when they're coming, okay, it's not zero, okay, so some skills are there. So when after we does the assessment, we just continue that whatever that the child needs in development.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, maybe we can check inside a bit.
Yeah, sure.
Just gonna remove my shoes first. All right.
Welcome to Nasom Tetiwangsa.
Thank you.
Okay, this is our hall. Okay, usually a big group activity, so we will conduct here lah.
That's where you have the toys and the books and everything, right?
Yes. All right. Okay, this is early intervention 1. Okay, so you can see this. This is a group activity. This is 1-to-1. All right. Every class there will be placed about 6 children with 2 teachers. The age group 4 to 6 is
4 to 6. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is a second room. Okay, the setting is similar. Alright, this is group setting, and here will be the 1-to-1.
Okay.
Okay, the ratio of the children are supposed to be 6. July there will be some new children will be coming in. Each class you can see two teachers.
Okay.
Okay, alright, and then after that, okay, this is early intervention 3.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see almost the setting is almost the same.
Yeah.
Okay, here also, okay, they have group activity and 1-to-1. This age group, okay, 9, 10, 11, okay, under early intervention program.
Okay.
So today they organize a music class for the kids.
Hi. So we play music together? Yeah.
Mana kuce, di dapur, curikan goreng, meow, 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 meow.
You were looking at my tattoo, right? See? Which one you prefer? Oh, this one. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Is that your name? Hazia. Nice. Oh, I like your name. Hey, you have nice hair, you know? I like your hair. All right. Can I try with you? Can I paint with you? Can you show me? Nice. What color? What is your favorite color? Red? Pink? Like this? Oh! I have a lot already ink. And then after that, they keep it? You give it to the parents or something? Yeah? Oh, you put it outside sometimes as well, right?
Yeah, if there's any event like autism month, they play it outside.
Yeah, that's nice. I think art is very good, right, for them in general also.
I mean, it's like kind of like a relaxation as well.
Yeah. I tell you, she's gonna be my next tattoo artist. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just did an amazing art classes where Hazira just painted my fingers, so I'm just gonna keep that. It's my new ink, so she just made it longer. So now we're just gonna go around with my painted finger like that. Now that they gave me a lot of things, I decided also to bring them some happiness. So me and my friends, we collected some donations and we brought all these amazing toys. We also have some books here. We have some toys and a lot of things. So we're just gonna walk through the classes and surprise them with this. Hello again. Is that enough? Hello. You want some toys? I brought some toys for you. It's actually better than I expected, huh? That's good.
Okay, so inside there we don't have much room, so this one is temporary. Okay, we open up a class. This can be dismantled. Okay, this one also same situation. Before pandemic, we have a lot of children. Okay, after that, okay, many of them left Nasum. So now we have morning 3 in the morning. Okay, there's another one supposed to come, and afternoon there's one.
Okay.
After COVID, some of them cannot pay the fee.
Ah, really?
Okay,
So this is where they do the gardening?
gardening, yes. This is the place that we do this. Just plant small plants here, okay?
Okay.
Just recently they cut off and everything through.
Nice.
And we do.
That's good because then maybe later also they can become like a gardener, you know, they can do this kind of jobs
simple,
as well.
simple, okay, basic living skill.
So that's the way basically you lead them into going into this kind of life, like finding a job and...
One boy left radio, he's a good pianist.
Really? Like good or extremely good?
Extremely good.
Right? So
okay, because the memory power is quite good. Without note, he really can play.
Sometimes I bet you are like very impressed, right?
Yes,
when you call each other out and like come and check this out, right?
He also one time he took place in Asian talent.
Really?
He took part. Okay, I really appreciate. Okay?
Oh, that's nice.
Initially, how he started, okay, the mother has to stand behind, and slowly she move presence far away, and then now he can do by himself.
Wow, that's good.
Okay, that is the point.
All right, thanks for the tour.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you so much for the tour.
Okay, welcome.
Alright guys, that's a wrap for today. Thanks to Manu, I managed to learn a lot about autism, about the spectrum and the daily work they do here at the center. Now we're going back to the studio to talk to Julian Hong, who is the chairman of NASOM. Okay, let's go. When I was doing some research, I found out that every year in Malaysia there is about 9,000 children born with autism. That's how they identify the numbers. Maybe you have different numbers, but I was seeing that only 1,500 of them are being taken care of or identified, I would say, in a way. So what do you think could be improved in a way to make sure that the parents actually gain more visibility about autism and places like NASOM to make sure that they enroll more children with autism in the future?
Well, I guess firstly, I think compared to 10 years ago, parents now have much more chances to opportunity to get more information because everything is on the internet, right? 10 years ago, it's very limited information and so forth. But I think the biggest barrier is that there are parents who wonder what's going on with their children and they have no idea and they start to do research. But the other problem is that once they start to match the symptoms against the child, and that's where they were thinking, or they'll still be in denial, right? So when I say they're in denial, it's because that they don't accept that the child has a condition, whether it could be ADHD, it could be autism, it could be whatever, whatever condition it is.
So they just say it's bad behavior?
Yeah, so the normal thing is that it's just my son or my daughter is just naughty, he'll develop his speech soon enough and stuff like that. So this is where the problem gets where, if you start to be in denial and you don't start to accept and find help, that's where the time becomes, and that's where you delay the process. So as time goes by, as the kids grow up, it gets harder to develop them. So for autism specifically, the earlier you get them diagnosed and the earlier you put them into an early intervention program, the higher chances that they probably can become a normal person. Although we always say that there's no cure for autism, it's actually a lifelong condition. It's not a disease. A disease can actually be cured, right? Yeah. So this is a disorder. So it's a lifelong disorder which cannot be cured. But with the help that is available, whether it's in NASOM or private centers, there are opportunities where children can improve. And you can actually end up to universities, become a successful person. People like Bill Gates, famous people like Bill Gates. Most recently, Elon Musk is also said that he has Asperger's syndrome. So there's big opportunities for them to be successful.
So it's all about channeling basically their skills, and make sure that's very important because they have something, especially Asperger, right? They have a lot of talent somewhere,
And it's all about making sure that you identify and then you work around those skills to empower them, that they will actually exercise their entire potential or use their entire potential, right?
Yeah, correct. So, in general, probably a lot of people will see that for autistic kids, they're actually very good in areas of art, painting, music. So, anything that is repetitive work will be very good for them, because that's where they'll be able to maintain that consistency. So, they can actually, if you teach them from a step 1 to 2 or 1 to 5, for example, they'll be able to follow that step consistently, even better than a normal person. So, you can treat them probably like a factory equipment, right? So it's consistent production of a certain product. So that's where their high skills are. So there are plenty of opportunities out there for them to develop these skills and so forth. So, but parents just need to be patient and, find out what kind of skills that the children have, whether it's painting, whether it's music, singing, playing the musical instrument and stuff like that.
So what can be improved again on the, I would say, on the country level, to make sure? You talked about internet, maybe like social media. So what can be done to raise more awareness, I would say, regarding all this? Especially, I mean, Kuala Lumpur is still a hub, but I mean, also when you go to the village areas in the kampungs and all this, to make sure that it reach out to the parents so they slowly understand that actually it's not bad, and then we can tackle this. There are solutions out there.
Well, in the main cities, like you said, KL, Klang Valley, for example, I think awareness is all right, but there are areas, probably in a bit more rural area, where there's still lack of awareness. But in general, I think the whole country of Malaysia, awareness is pretty, I would put it in a way of like 50-50. I'm not too sure what's the other. I think there's a lot of lack of awareness in a lot of rural areas, especially like in East Malaysia, like my birth state. A lot of rural areas still don't know what autism is and stuff like that, because so those people just treat it in a way that they're just naughty and so on. But you see, maybe in our time, like 30-40 years ago, same thing for our parents. They have no information, so they just treat it, my son is just naughty. But for some reason, we grow up to be pretty normal, right? But you never know. I may have autism, you may have autism, nobody knows. But our parents will just lack of information, but they just continue to develop their child as normal, and they become normal. But nowadays, there's so much information available on the internet, so people start to wonder and start to suspect if my child have this, or if my child have this.
You can Google it, right? It's as simple as this at the end of the day.
Awareness is definitely one important factor that we need to do. But the other one I think we are leaning towards too is that when we have awareness, we must have acceptance. Right? There's no point having awareness when people don't accept the conditions of these autistic children, right? So there are people who still give you that, I don't know what kind of word to use, that strange look at your child. Why is your child misbehaving and stuff like that? Because number one, maybe they don't have awareness, or number two, they don't have acceptance. They probably know maybe this child is autistic, but they don't accept it. People like that maybe will say, maybe you should keep your children at home and lock them up. So it comes hand to hand, awareness and acceptance have to come hand to hand nowadays.
So regarding NASOM now, so can you tell us a little bit about, especially at the beginning, how it started, and also right now, what's the situation, what kind of state, which states are you guys in, how many centers do you have? Give us maybe some statistics so we also get a better understanding of this.
Yeah, so NASOM was formed by a group of parents about 35 years ago. So we celebrated our 30th anniversary recently. And we have grown from that time as being a society of, a group of parents wanting to help other parents who have children facing the same problem. And from then until now, we have grown into opening up about 13 centers nationwide. The most recent one was 2 years ago. We had one new center back in KK, which I was quite happy about, because finally we had some help there. And we have centers up all the way in Penang, Alor, Kuantan.
How many do you have in total?
13.
13.
So most of them are actually in Klang Valley.
Okay.
We want to do revenue-generating projects. So instead of asking a company to say, can you please donate money for us for this center, 50,000, whatever thousand it is, and 1 year later, we're going to go back to the same company. Can you please donate us money again for this center? No. So we are trying to turn this around where we want companies to invest, to make an investment, right? So I play around with words because probably investment sounds nicer compared to donation, because I feel that once you donate, that's it. There's nothing more. I'll come back again next year and ask for money, right? So, but if I were to ask you to invest and said that we're going to do a revenue generating project, so be it doing mushroom farming, right? So grow mushrooms in some of our centers, and where we have successful stories in Kuantan, our centers, is they're growing mushrooms and they're selling them to restaurant, right? And that's where they generate income. Okay. And the upfront cost of setting up a mushroom farming is not that much. We're talking about maybe 20,000, 30,000 ringgit kind of investment.
So yeah, I just wanted to spend some time to reflect on today's day. I think we're very grateful about what I've seen, and for them to share their experience today. It really reminds me of what my mom used to tell me whenever she's working with autistic children in school. That they are human after all, and a lot of people, I feel like in our society today, they have an understanding of the norm or what's supposed to be normal. But the time I spent with them today, with all the kids, made me really feel like actually they are more human than anyone else, just because they're real, because they're themselves. They share good feelings, and we feel it. And so after all, it touches me, and I'm pretty sure it touches a lot of people. So it's kind of now I understand a little bit better of what my mom used to tell me, and I understand the thinking behind. Besides that, also in terms of their senses, I think going through the different classes and going through the different rooms, very colorful, very sensory, like this room here, made me also realize that being human is also having feelings through our senses, and we cannot avoid that. We're not robots, and I think us in general, we're trying to run away also from our feeling, from the way that our body reacts and our brain reacts to our senses around. So there's a lot of reflection around what they triggered in me today, which makes me feel very grateful.
As I wrap up my incredible day spent with the autistic children at Nasom Center in Titiwangsa, I am struck by the power of human connection. Despite the communication barriers and sensory differences, we were able to bond and learn from each other in ways that are never thought possible. Through our conversations and activities, I gained a newfound understanding and appreciation for the unique perspectives and strengths of individuals on the autism spectrum. I witnessed firsthand the dedication and compassion of the staff at Nasom, who work tirelessly to provide a safe and nurturing environment for these children to thrive. However, I also recognize the challenges that autistic individuals and their families face in our society. There is still a lot of work to be done to break down the stigmas and misconceptions surrounding autism and to ensure that everyone has access to the support and resources they need to reach their full potential. As I conclude my unforgettable day spent with the autistic children at Nasom Center, I want to express my deep gratitude to Mano and her incredible staff for opening their doors to me and allowing me to witness the amazing work they do on a daily basis. I also want to extend my thanks to Julian Wong and the entire Nasom organization for sharing their inspiring and empowering stories with me. Their dedication and commitment to serving the autism community is truly awe-inspiring. To everyone watching, I encourage you to support the work of Nasom and other organizations like them. Whether through donation, volunteering, or simply spreading awareness, every little bit of help to create a more inclusive and accepting society. And for those who are interested in collaborating with Nasom and supporting their mission, I urge you to reach out and see how you can get involved. Together, we can make a real difference in the lives of those with the autism spectrum. Thank you for watching and joining me on this journey of incredible discoveries and connections. Let's continue to spread love, empathy, and acceptance in our communities and beyond.